Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the amount of homework? Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the amount of homework you're getting? Well, I definitely have, and probably so have you. So, in today's video, I've gathered for you the most helpful steps that I have found, and I'm going to share them with you in the hopes that it will allow you to also overcome intense amounts of homework. So, let's start with the first thing. The first concept I want you to think about is called Parkinson's Law, which basically states that activities expand in a way to fill the time they're allotted. I know I worded that really weird and complicatedly, so allow me to explain it more deeply. If I gave you an assignment to complete a slideshow presentation in 2 weeks, you would get it done in 2 weeks. If I assigned you that same slideshow presentation to be finished in 1 week, you would finish it in 1 week. Basically, no matter how much time you are assigned to do an activity, to some extent, of course, like if I was assigned 1 second to finish the slideshow, I wouldn't be able to finish the slideshow. There's like a minimum threshold. But generally, with a lot of activities, it doesn't matter how much time you're given, you're gonna adjust yourself to fit into that time. If you're given a lot of time, you're gonna procrastinate and you're gonna, do bits at a time and you're gonna be unproductive. But if you're given a tiny bit of time, you're gonna be really focused, productive, and in a hurry, and you're gonna really want to get it done fast. So how can you use this in terms of homework? Well, a lot of the time, the reason we have overwhelming amounts of homework is because a lot of things, especially projects and bigger assignments, accumulate over time and align at the same due date, and suddenly you have all these things that you have to complete at once. For example, to tell you what spurred me to create this video, two of my most, evil teachers decide to assign major big projects and gave me a very small time frame, and they both assigned it due the same day. And there were people in my class who stayed up until 4 a.m. and could not get done either of them. And by the way, I'm not saying that to exaggerate. I actually know this. One of my friends came up to me and was like she seemed like really, really tired and not good. And I'm like, are you okay? And she was like, I stayed up till 4 a.m. doing these and I finished neither. And that's sad. I don't want you to be like that. So what you need to do is once you get projects that have long due dates, like long periods of time for you to work on them, you seriously have to set yourself your own deadlines. You have to tell yourself, okay, I know this is the day it was assigned and I know it's due in a week, but I'm setting a goal. I'm writing this down on my calendar. I'm mentally changing the due date and saying this is due 2 days from now. Because I know that if I work really hard, I can get this done in 2 days and not a week. And then this way, when that week arrives, you're not trying to complete both of them, staying up till 4 a.m., finishing neither of them. You've already finished one of them, and you'll probably finish the other in the next 2 days. And then by then, you've finished both activities far before the due date, and you're very well off. Basically, I'm saying don't procrastinate and set yourself earlier due dates so that even if you try to procrastinate, that due date is gonna force you to work on it far before the actual deadline is due. And that way you do homework on your own terms, in the sense that it doesn't control you to a sense gather a bit more control over it by deciding your own deadlines. And I've talked about Parkinson's Law and how things fill the time they're allotted, but I briefly mentioned how there's a minimum time. I talked about how you can't just say, oh, I want my slideshow presentation to be due in 1 second, and then just go like 1 million times speed, sped up, generate a whole slideshow, practice it 5 million times within the span of a few milliseconds. Then be like, 1 second finished, slideshow finished. No, you cannot do that. But what decides that minimum amount? Well, there's two things. One is the actual difficulty of the assignment, because depending on the assignment, that's going to have a lower baseline threshold. And also, secondly, your efficiency, which a lot of people don't talk about. I know that when I have a lot of time to work on something, I will go and I will, let's say it's a writing assignment, and I'll be unfocused, and I'll be like, you know what, no, I'm not procrastinating, I'm gonna get some work in on it, and then I'll write 2 sentences, low quality, and be like, you know what, I got some work in, that's better than nothing, and finish with it for the day. Which is true, 2 sentences is better than nothing, but the sentences are low quality, and they're bad, and a lot of the time, your ability to finish homework quickly is more so determined by how much you can commit and focus and get it done quickly. Because one person who watches a YouTube video after every 30 minutes of working because he has no attention span, it doesn't matter if he sets himself a due date of 3 hours from now. It's gonna help. But if he's not fast at doing work, there's only so much that it can help. So you can help yourself with Parkinson's law. You can push yourself to your limits, but you also have to increase what your limit is. And to do that, well, you have to work on your focus. Now, this could be a whole topic on its own, and I recommend you actually search up videos on YouTube on how to focus, because as I said, I can make an hour-long video on this. But I'm gonna right now give you 2 tips that helped me significantly with my focus. Actually, I'm gonna give you more, but these are small, actionable things. It's not like, oh, practice meditation for a year and then maybe you'll see some marginal gains. No, it's one thing, search up 40 hertz binaural beats. You have to be wearing headphones, but some people like to listen to music when they work. I don't get it. I really don't get listening to music when you work, because if it's good music, which I would hope it is, it's usually music that I know, and it probably has lyrics, and I get lost in it. For me, when I listen to music, I focus on the music, not on the work. But with 40 hertz binaural beats, first of all, it's been proven to help your focus and whatever. But, and also there are going to be videos that are white noise. No, 40 hertz binaural beats, it's going to be just this single frequency going into your ears, and you need headphones for it to work properly. But holy shit, when I have it on, it's like a constant reminder. But well, first of all, it helps me focus, but also it's a constant reminder in my head to say, focus, focus. If my mind wanders and I try to think of something else, sometimes I hum a melody in my head, I think about something else, I get distracted. It's I can't, because there's this interfering frequency in my head, and it's get back to work, which really helps. I also recommend whenever you can't focus anymore, get up, stare at a wall. Stare at a wall. You're going to get so bored, you're going to want to get back to work. But don't get back to work. Keep staring at the wall until you're so unbearably bored, you really, 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 really want to get back to work. And then there you go. You're suddenly very motivated to get back to work, and that should be good. And on top of that, if you get distracted by tab switching, on MacBook, it's Command-Shift-F. On anything else, it's probably Control-Shift-F. But basically, if you're on a tab, what that does is it fully zooms in on the tab and removes your tab bar and URL and whatever and whatnot. And so you only see just the tab, and that becomes full screen and the only thing you see, which has helped me with my bad habit of whenever I lose focus, I'll just open a new tab and open YouTube or something. This has been a good fix for me. But yeah, that's all, and I just want to make this quick video quickly sharing some tips that I use to handle overwhelming homework, and I hope that it has helped you as well. If it has, then I would greatly appreciate you possibly subscribing and liking the video and commenting if comments are enabled, because YouTube has been doing this thing to me where it randomly disables comments on some of my videos and some not. But yeah, if you're still indecisive on whether to subscribe, hey, go to my channel page, check out some of my videos, and goodbye. That's all.